Black History Month in the USA. In the United States, Black History Month.
I'm just here trying to register.
The legal bill
The reason I said
the useless legal legislation.
Having people look at you and not see you as a human being. She just got tired of it. You cannot know where...
To dedicate this episode to Black history in the United States, we'll be looking at Martin Luther King movie entitled Selma, of the bad racial injustice done underneath the American civil rights movement. It shows the bad, violent brutality done by white police officers in the South. Oprah Winfrey stars in the movie. It's an intense, factual account of bad racial injustice done to black during in the Deep South.
Before there was any such thing as a Republican or a Democrat, we were black. Before there was any such thing as a Mason or an elk, we were black. Before there was any such thing as a Jew,
Black activist
we were black.
named Malcolm X. I definitely prefer him to Martin Luther King. It was more direct,
There will still be black people.
with directly forcing the equal rights for black people, for black civilians.
This is what they do. They send drugs and Harlem down here to pacify us. They send alcohol down here to pacify us. They send prostitution down here to pacify us. Every time you break the seal on that liquor bottle, that's a government seal you break. Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been
Good.
led astray. Run amok. This is what it does.
And all the beautiful factual account of the black child is of a 5-year-old black child being the first black pupil to be integrated. The girl's name was Ruby Bridges. The first black child in United States history integrated in a white school. This is one movie about her life. Walt Disney made a movie about Ruby Bridges, and this is an extract from the movie. It focuses on the bad act of racial segregation in the United States and how this black child was the first black pupil to be integrated in a solid white environment. She experienced bad, harsh treatment from white parents who pulled their children from the school, and no white teachers wanted to teach her as she was black. Most adults had a raw hatred, a bad brutal dislike towards her as she was black, underneath the act of racial segregation in the United States. Now, was beautiful. A beautiful black child. That's her at the age of 5. The first black child to be integrated underneath the Act of Racial Segregation in the United States. And that's her now as an adult. And if you're wondering who I am, I'm Cardiac Champagne, and welcome to my YouTube network.
Before Rosa Parks, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin had a similar experience. In March 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama, she refused to give up her bus seat to a white person. This happened on her way home from school on March 2nd, 1955. NPR reports that she stood her ground because of her rights in having paid the fare. Yet she was arrested by 2 police officers. Later, Colvin was a key witness in a court case, Browder v. Gale, which helped end bus segregation in Alabama.
1955.
That's the real black girl in question. Predating Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin. That's her now as an adult. She's still alive and still living in the United States. Black British people are educated on Black American history.
You cannot,
In Britain, we know about Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement,
in order to ensure domestic
and we know about the Act of Racial Segregation in the United States and Malcolm X,
Before there was any such thing as a
the marches and the Black Power movement, and also the bad brutality done by the white American government.
it.
White police officers badly beating and brutalizing black citizens who want to stand up for their civil rights. I had heard of the Ku Klux Klan because my mother had taught me about the Klan. The Ku Klux Klan. Here in Britain, we have a network, Britain's equivalent to CNN, where they show the Ku Klux Klan movement in the United States. And the Ku Klux Klan. I was aware about the lynching, about brutal acts done by the Ku Klux Klan to black Americans. My mother educated me on that. So most black British people are educated on black American history. We've been inundated on the Jim Crow laws, the Act of Racial Segregation. Black British people are educated on black American history. Black Britain.
We've got man, my people, them, and what other kind of language do we have in this area?
It's definitely a term that
Black British people. Most black Americans are kept in the dark about black British history.
We're on the precipice of a renaissance of TV, comedy, and drama written, produced, and starring black British television stars. This industry awakening didn't come easy. It was fought for and hard won by black British creatives decades before. So to understand where we are now, and more importantly, where we're going, we have to.
So I did a series in my YouTube channel about black British history, and it didn't go down too well with black Americans who were like badly uneducated on British history. When I put these videos out, I do it in a respectful manner. The same way black people in the United States can educate me, a black British person, about black American history. I stretch my hand out to any black American, and all I want to do is educate you on black British history. But unfortunately, it didn't go down too well, and I got a lot of bad troll and bad insolent attitudes from black Americans who unfortunately made bad grammatical errors on black history. Most of them wasn't aware that Britain had a large black population, no different than the city of Detroit.
We have
Britain's multiracial. Britain's got a large Indian Pakistani community because of the British Empire was the head of India, and Britain ruled India and Pakistan, and as a direct result of that, Britain has a large Indian community, and underneath that is the strength of the black British community. My community in the UK, Black Britain, black British people, our community is so strong. It's stronger than the white Irish community in Britain.
So you can call out for the man that celebrates things. But there's also
And the same with white Italian people are the minority, and white Italian people in Britain are not represented, not like in the United States, because black Britain dominates. dominates the UK. So I'm very proud to be Black British, and I would love to educate Black Americans on Black British history. Now, here in the UK, in Britain, our Black History Month is celebrated in the month of October, and Britain's I myself am third generation British, and I've done a beautiful Black history educational videos.
I'm a black male. I've gone through this my whole life. Never asked for any of it. It's a big problem, but the smaller problems that go on every single day, that people need to understand that this is how small problems become big problems.
I can't have my daughter walking around thinking this is okay. This is not okay. It's definitely not okay, and I don't want her to feel like anywhere she goes in the world, from today onwards, it's going to be a problem for her.
To educate Black American, Black British history, please watch my documentaries. Interested in Black history? Double click on my name directly on this video, Cardiac Champagne. You'll directly enter my video vault. There I am with the big sunglasses, and then scroll down the page to see Black history movies.
Pretty much putting yourself at risk. We are putting ourselves at risk because, for me personally, I believe it's that important. It needs to be heard, and we need to make a stand.
Black Lives Matter. Yes, all lives matter, but right now we're focusing on Black Lives Matter. All lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter.
What is it like for you being a young black man here in the UK?
It's not easy. Like, the amount of times I've been stereotyped. A lot of people be stereotyping me and stuff.
So I'm not black, and I won't experience, racist comments. I feel guilty that I've not done anything vocally to help the people who are oppressed, and they've been oppressed for so long, and they deserve so much more. And it makes me emotional because everyone matters.
Hands up, that shit! Hands up, that shit! Hands up, that shit! Hands up, that shit!
Parts of the streets have been brought to a standstill, people in their cars blowing their horns.
Yeah, tell them straight. Tell them exactly what we did. How do you feel about today? Well, I feel great. I'm proud of everybody that came out. We're here representing black people, black lives, and all the injustices that are going on in the world. Not only in America, not only in the UK, everywhere.
In the UK, we've had a lot of discrimination with the police for a long, long time. In no circumstances what happened to George Floyd was correct. That's why the people are out in London. Didn't happen in London, but it could happen in London. Many communities here in the UK and the police, but it's not as bad as it is in America, is it?
That's like saying someone's got stage 3 cancer and another person's got stage 4 cancer, and telling the person with stage 3 not to worry because there's someone else with stage 4. It's still cancer, it's still a problem, it's still racism, it's still affecting us.
Yes, all lives matter, but right now, no other race is being killed time and time and time and time again. Everyone's had enough. Enough is enough. All we're asking for is don't kill us, don't judge us.
Directed by myself. One of them is about Black British history, entitled Small Island, about the Black British experience during and after the Second World War. The legal bit did a homemade movie about black massacres in the United States. Legal legislation. Profiling the bad massacres in the United States, bad racial injustice done to black citizens in America. It's titled History Massacres. If you're interested in the apartheid, then double click on this video. I made an apartheid movie profiling the bad treatment of black subjects underneath the apartheid regime in South Africa. In Britain, we have our own version of the Black Lives Matters movement. You're a Black American and would like to be educated on Black British history, then this video is for you. It's entitled Black Britain. Educates you on Black British history dating the Second World War up to the time of Winston Churchill, and it also profiles racial immigration into Britain. I've got a lot more Black British history videos in my video vault. Other Black British history video which I made. Please enter my video vault by directly double clicking underneath my name, Cardiac Champagne, directly underneath this video. Okay, Black Lives Matters. Of the Black Lives Matters exploded in Britain, we have our own version of the Black Lives Matters movement.
We're focusing on Black Lives Matter. Like stereotype. How often you can be stereotyping me and stuff?
And I done my own mini documentary. Please watch and enter my video vault. In the vault, I've got Black British history videos to do with the history of Black Britain from the Second World War, racial active immigration to Britain from Black Commonwealth countries in the 50s and the 60s. And it's a beautiful presentation of Black British history.